That swamp smells so much fierce, even from up here. Wind Fury!
speak. Hi. So you know how I got partnered with G Fuel? I'm gonna do a taste test. I'm doing the caffeine-free one because I can't deal with caffeine today. Dude, there's like 0 calories. Okay, I'm gonna stop messing around. I'm gonna drink it. Oh. Oh, that's really fucking good. Woo. One of the great things about the hydration. Hi. So you know how I got partnered with G Fuel?
Morning, Star Citizen. Time to choose a mission. That's my mission. Lovely. Okay, I've got to pick something up from the station that I was just in. Just accepted this before I taken off, but never mind. Let's redock. Then realised that I don't have the tractor beam, so I have to go and quickly buy one, and then my ship despawns. Is there a different way of doing this, or is this now part of the game where we have to spend ages loading every single individual item? And anyway, I approached the ground station place. I forget what. After requesting docking, this happens. At the moment, I'm not sure whether my items are still in my ship or whether they're recoverable. Hopefully, they are, and then I can complete the mission. Eventually, find my way to this lift, which is going to lead me out. But I start getting attacked by this weird guy here. I think he's a Ninetales. He's a little bit suspicious. I think he might be on something, because I don't think he can see me through the glass here, and he decides to go and hide behind that box and just wait and guard the door while I'm just staring at him. I suddenly realise I've got a gun. Wicked, I'm one up. Let's go shoot him in the head. Fantastic. Oh dear, here's his mate. This one looks a little bit more confident. Look, he's coming straight for the door. He's not messing about. Okay, I've taken some damage, but he's down. His mate is just still sat there, so he's thinking twice about that after seeing me just John Wick his friend's ass. I'm going to nick his gun. Why not? And now I'm going to go and murder his mate with his gun. Oh, see you later. I managed to get to the area to recall my ship. I get a fine for $5 for some reason, but I do manage to recall my vehicle and go and retrieve it. I'm opening up the boot and I'm going to see whether my mission cargo is in the back, and it is. Fantastic. So here I go, playing the old delivery boy again, moving every bit of cargo, and then hopefully that means I will get my cash. Go over to this terminal. It's the first time I've done one of these sort of delivery missions with the freight manager and everything as well, but it seems to have worked fine. Happy days. Morning, Star Citizen.
The way we tend to make bows today is how they made long bows in Europe. But I really think a lot more Native American style bows were made from green wood than what we think. Green wood is easier to carve, especially with stone tools, which were almost exclusively used up until about 300 years ago. If you know the wood you're carving, more often than not, if you carve it quickly, it's not going to crack. And the best part, green wood is easily formable. So once you're done carving, you can simply tie it to a log with spacers in the right spots, and you'll have a dry bow with recurve already set in, which makes it much faster shooting. Making bows this way is just so fast. I mean, it feels like cheating. You're not waiting half a year for your staves to season. You're not cutting big logs and splitting them down. Not using a bunch of tillering equipment. But bows made this way were used to take bison. And sure, a short bow doesn't have the range of a long bow, but few traditional hunters are really taking shots beyond 25 yards. Sometimes short range is all you need. Once this is shaped, bent in a form, and dried that way, it'll be a good shooter. But we're gonna take it a step further and fire harden it. I think that'll do nicely. Looks like we're almost 40 inches. We call this a gull wing style. I'll put some deflex in the limb here and here, about midway through each limb, and then the handle I will reflex. Short bows like this are a lot of fun. As you see, they're quick to make. I've been out here maybe 40 minutes. In the next part, you'll see me fire harden this to make this a fast shooter. The way we tend to make bows today.
They wanted Superman to visit the Hayden Planetarium, where I work, that's my day job, to observe the destruction of Krypton. And I said, oh, okay, well, how old is Superman? And they said, well, he's eternally in his late 20s. I said, well, when he arrived on Earth, he was an infant, no older than when he left Krypton. So either he traveled on a beam of light, for which time does not pass, but if that happened, he's traveling with the light of the destroyed planet. That's also traveling at the speed of light. He would not get to come here, wait 27 years, and see the destruction of his planet.
Oh, 7 years too late.
He'd be 27 years too late, so he's got to beat the light beam. So I said the only way this can happen is if you give him a wormhole, and he gets here instantly on a wormhole. Now he's here still as an infant, and I said let this be henceforth the origin of Superman. And so now it's in the Superman lore. So Action Comics number 14, it's in there if you want to find it. They wanted Superman to visit the Hayden Planetarium, where I work, that's my day job, to observe the destruction of Krypton. And I said, oh, okay, well, how old is Superman? And they said, well, he's eternally in his late 20s. I said, well, when he arrived on Earth, he was an infant, no older than when he left Krypton. So either he traveled on a beam of light, for which time does not pass. But if that happened, he's traveling with the light of the destroyed planet. That's also traveling at the speed of light. He would not get to come here, wait 27 years, and see the destruction of his planet.
Oh, it would have been years too late.
He'd be 27 years too late, so he's got to beat the light beam. So I said the only way this can happen is if you give him a wormhole, and he gets here instantly on a wormhole. Now he's here still as an infant, and I said let this be henceforth the origin of Superman. And so now it's in the Superman lore. So,
Get the Black Hand robe and hood early in Oblivion with this simple trick. No quests, no Dark Brotherhood nonsense, just a +15 to sneak, illusion, marksman, and blade right out of the Oblivion Gate. And maybe minus 200 or 300 lockpicks. First, fast travel to Bruma East Gate. Take your first left, sprint down to the third house, and you will find Jagusta's house. Now, do be really mindful of any guards that are around, so do take a look and save before you lockpick. Once inside, head straight downstairs, curve around the corner, and you will find a keg. This, however, is a very hard lockpick, so it may require 50 to 100, so I do recommend you save beforehand. Crack the keg open, and boom, Black Hand hood and Black Hand robe in your grubby little hands. A massive boost for very little effort. ATK, out. Get the Black Hand robe and hood early in Oblivion with this simple trick. No quests, no Dark Brotherhood nonsense, just a +15 to sneak, illusion, marksman, and blade right out of the Oblivion Gate. And maybe minus 200 or 300 lockpick.
This might be the first second date update we've ever done where I won't need to pay for the second date at the end of it.
I didn't think of that.
Between the two people if they decide to go out again. Kevin is on the phone with us right now, and Kevin wants to call a girl named Simone. The interesting part about this, though, is Kevin wasn't completely honest with her when they went out. He's very wealthy. His family's very wealthy. He comes from money, and usually that's a problem for him when he's dating because that's all that girls are interested in. So he tried to play it a little different this time. Kevin, you know that a lot of people are going to be texting in going, who is he? What's his name?
Even I want to know.
And I promised Kevin we wouldn't say who it is, but I can tell you I talked to him off the air, and all he'll let me say is that his family got all their money in the tech industry.
Okay.
And that's it. Right, Kevin?
Yep.
But I have confirmed it. It's legit. Kevin is a very, very wealthy man.
Really?
Yep.
Like very wealthy, Jubal?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I just
let
wanna
it
know.
go. Yes, very wealthy, Jose. I know you have problems paying your car payment.
Yeah,
he has
I
more
do.
money than you.
Yes, I am, Jose. That's exactly why I didn't want to tell this girl.
Yeah, because that's how people act towards you, right? Like, wait a minute, you're how rich? How rich? Oh my God, like,
What?
wait a minute. Like, what's your monthly paycheck?
Yeah.
Have you ever been turned down before, Kevin?
Turned down?
Yeah, like denied another date. Like, you seem like a really nice guy, possibly
I've
handsome.
never been
with
turned
lots
down
of
for
rich.
anything, ever. Nobody's ever turned me down for a date, or when I wanted a car, or when I wanted a plane, or when I wanted to buy their business.
No, I guess, it sounds really snobby to say, but I haven't.
It is really snobby.
I've been the one doing the turning down,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It's understandable. You have a problem that most people don't have.
Right.
I mean, you're an attractive person for anybody to date, no matter what.
At this point, you guys are starting to scare me. I think y'all are going to start asking me on dates, so can we just make a phone call? Or?
Yes, I'll make the call. I realize it is getting a little uncomfortable. We're just harping on your money now. All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now and see if we can get Simone on the phone. Here we go.
Thank you.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Simone, please?
this is Simone.
Hi, Simone. How are you? This is Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, where did you say that you're from?
Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that show.
Oh, so you're the one.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, really. That's fine. So if you don't listen to our show, I'm calling you today because you recently went out on a date with somebody who does listen to our show, and he asked me to get a hold of you. His name is Kevin.
Okay.
He's texted you a few times and hasn't heard anything back. Did you not like going out with Kevin?
This is just really weird that you're, I don't know, calling me and asking me about this.
I understand. We make a ton of these phone calls. It's never not weird. But do you have a few minutes to tell us about your date with Kevin?
I don't know, is this going to, I don't know, get really weird and personal? Because I definitely don't want to do that.
Get as personal as you. This might be the first second date up.
This viral infomercial product will change the way you cook forever.
Robert Jukes builds a fuller at the World Championship Blacksmiths Winter Clinic. First he starts off by rounding off the end and truing it up with his hammer to make it square, and then he marks it to where how big he wants the fuller to be. So he starts with a hot cut, and that's where the eye is going to go. Now he has to drift the eye. A few hits, get it sent down, and then it's going to get flipped over and slugged out from the other side. And there's the slug. That's what you want to see. Now you just open up the eye. Now he's going to true it up, square it up, and this is where he sets off, where he's going to mark off for the blade. Comes to the horn, he has a little cross peen tool, and now he's going to start forging the blade. He goes with the round side of the hammer on the back side of the blade, and then he'll go to the horn and then use the flat side of his hammer to pull out the blade. Come in, clean it up. Now he's truing it up, squaring it up. Finish off where you put it in, and you can see when he's in the hardy hole, he's moved around to each corner so that way it gets synced down. And then now he's going to give it an hourglass by sinking it in the mandrel and hitting it on each side so that it's easier to handle and stays on your wooden handle. Hit up Robert Jukes on Facebook if you want to get a full.
You might not agree with me, but I think that most foods that are small would be better if they were big. And once again, I thought it would be a great idea to challenge myself into doing something I've never done before. I've heard that making homemade mozzarella is easy. I didn't know that it would be so gross. Genuinely, I don't know what kind of freak would do this in their own spare time. I also realized I didn't make anywhere near enough for a giant one, so I had to bring out the big guns. I ordered a 2.3 kg block of mozzarella directly off of the Silk Road. I cut it into one giant cheese string, and then I cut out my homemade mozzarella sticks. I guess today's episode is going to be a bit more of a comparison. You guys have seen me season breadcrumb about 1,000 times on this channel, so let me talk about something you're actually interested in. Will I ever make a big grape? Look, it's completely impossible, but I do want to keep my audience happy, and I would move mountains for you. So I've got some ideas. One of them is incredibly expensive, so I need to grow a bit first, because your boy is broke. Have faith, and ye shall be rewarded. I also made a marinara, because mozzarella sticks without marinara suck.
I don't really think it's a fair test. This was literally milk, like 2 hours ago. That's insane. It's very good. It's like a very nice flavor. So, I mean, in this one, I think bigger was better, but I think that might just be because I'm not very good at making cheese. Okay, bye.
This might be the first second date update.
Want to see something cool? This is a Mercury Switch. Back when I rocked a bicycle with a bolt-on boombox with cassettes of the Cars and Roxette, you could just walk into your local Radio Shack and buy one of these off the rack for a couple bucks a pop. It's nothing more than a couple wires and a drop of mercury in a glass capsule, but much like myself, although small, delicate, and simple as hell, they can accomplish great things if you give them a chance. Because these run on gravity. So long as you take reasonable care of it, these little HG wells will last as long and reliably as my love for you. I've got several of these tracing highly calibrated arcs spinning on top of generators as overspeed sensors. Sure, there's more precise and modern ways to do this with magnets and inductive pickups, but the Mercury switches have been doing it for 100 years, and it'll keep working just fine after my great-grandchildren's molecules have passed through 12 different species. There aren't a lot of electromechanical components that could realistically operate for billions of cycles over geologic time spans, but this one can. The immortal Mercury switch has a little bit of love that goes on forever, and that's pretty cool. What is
Costco hacks you should know?
The first is you can enter a Costco without a membership as long as you have a gift card. And to prove my point, I'm going to do it right now. Now the catch is you need a membership to buy a gift card. So if you know someone who has a membership, you could ask them to buy you one. It's been about 30 minutes. I came back out. I'm trying to show you guys that non-members can use the Costco pharmacy.
Hi, I'm here to use the pharmacy. Okay, thank you very much.
Now let me be clear, non-members can only use the pharmacy for prescription meds. Whenever you see a green sign, it means that the product is organic. Whenever you see a price ending in 99, it means this is original price. Price ending in 39, 49, or 79 means the manufacturer is giving a discount. Price ending in 97 means the item has been marked down. Prices ending in 00 indicate a clearance item and the prices will not be lowered again. And the asterisk, aka Death Star, means the item will not be stocked again.
Costco hacks you should.
Have you ever wondered what the difference is between a steak knife and a regular dinner knife? After all, along with bread and butter, steak is one of very few foods that gets a dedicated utensil. Well, turns out there's actually a few special design differences, but one is especially unique. First, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. Whether they're straight-edged or serrated, steak knives have more narrow blades and sharper edges. A less obvious difference is that a good steak knife should have a full tang design, which means the blade's metal extends all the way through the handle and is ideally secured by two or 3 rivets. But a more unique feature is that well-designed steak knives will almost always have a blade with an upward curved tip. But why? Well, just like a boning knife, that upturned tip not only gives you more accuracy for separating your meat from bone and fat, but also takes advantage of a sharp pointed tip, so now you can slice with your elbow up instead of having to move it straight back into your chair. Have you ever wondered what the difference is between a steak knife and a regular?
How recently did you guys break up? Okay, gotcha. He didn't do anything? He didn't do anything wrong or in life? In life? Did he not have a job the entire time you guys were together? He did. He worked in the ER? Oh, I'm sorry, you broke up with a hero? So how did he not do anything if he worked at the ER? Was he the janitor? Aside from work, he didn't do anything. He was saving lives. You don't think when Superman gets done, he's not like, oh.
This is stupid. Like, what is this?
How recently did you guys... What to do? Like, oh, okay. I don't think he just fucking chills? Oh my God. Do. So you wanted him to do more with his life after the ER? Yes? What do you do? Just curious. You work for American Airlines? Oh, fuck you! Oh my God! Where are my bags? Where are they? Oh my God! The audacity! To be like, oh, what have you been doing? Saving lives all day? Yeah, what have you been doing? Peanuts? Peanuts? Can you put your seat back up this much, please? Are you a stewardess on there? You work in the baggage service? And knowing that you work in baggage for an airline just lets me know how terribly you treated his shit when you were throwing him out. You ever see people unloading baggage from the plane? They're like... This is why there's always two sides to every story. Because in the beginning, you guys were like, yeah, you don't need to date a lowlife. And then you were like, oh, he's a really good guy. How recently did you guys...
This is stupid. Like, what is this? This is such a dumb design. Like, I don't get it. I'm not kidding. Why would you
hates
spend
it, Jason.
Why would you spend $5,000?
$5,000.
So that's how much that Van Cleef's cost. Jason got like the Temu version.
Oh. Okay.
So he bulk bought all these bracelets and necklaces and then give them to every girl that comes over to his house. Nico just let me know that I just roasted the shit out of Extra Emily. She has this, Pokey has this, and Leslie has this. I'll say it. You guys are too rich for your own good. If you guys are wearing real Van Cleefs, yeah, I'll say it. You're too rich for your own good, ladies. I'll say it. Drama. Buy me one. Will you buy me one?
She really likes them. She thinks they're really cool.
Wait, a real one? Wait, I'm back in. This is stupid. Like, what is this? This is such a dumb design. Like, I don't get it. I'm not kidding. Why would you
hates it, Jason.
Why would you spend $5,000?
$5,000.
So that's how much that Van Cleef.
May I ask why none of you guys are wearing a lift belt? Lift belt. Oh, we don't usually. Stop what you're doing. You go to the equipment room. You get lift belts and gloves. Rules are rules. Got me? On the double.
Hey, hold up!
Excuse me. I think this belongs to you.
Thank you. Where did you find it?
I need to talk to your manager. I waltzed through security with someone else's ID. When the rightful owner shows up, there's no facility-wide badge check. Passwords written on Post-it notes. Surveillance camera blind spots on the north and the east side of the floor. Inventory documents that are going into the trash instead of being shredded. Not to mention loading equipment being driven at unsafe speeds and crews disregarding safe...
Hold on. Who are you exactly?
Ermintrout, security consultant. May I ask why none...
I just came to kick it, but really I
I would rather be at home by myself, not in this room with people who don't even care about my well-being. I don't dance, don't ask, I don't need a boyfriend, so you can't go back. Please enjoy your party, I'll be here. Somewhere in the corner, under clouds of marijuana, with this boy who's hopping, I can hardly hear. Oh, with this music I don't listen to, and I don't wanna get with you, so tell my friends that I'll be over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I ask myself, what am I doing here? Oh, yeah. I just came to kick it, but really I would rather be at home by myself, not in this room with people who don't even care about my well-being. I don't dance, don't ask, I don't need a boyfriend, so you can't go back. Please enjoy your party, I'll be here. Somewhere in the corner, under clouds of marijuana, with this boy who's hopping, I can hardly hear. Oh, with this music I don't listen to, and I don't wanna get with you, so tell my friends that I'll be over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I ask myself, what am I doing here? Oh, yeah.
I'm going to teach you how to identify a good steak from a bad steak using your eyes and your feet. Explain that later. The first steak is a select steak. Technically, the bottom of the barrel, but only because it's super lean. That doesn't always mean it's a shit steak. Very uniform color, not a lot of fat marbling, a little bit more tough. It's not very juicy, it won't be super flavorful. The one thing I will say about select steaks is that I don't know if I necessarily trust them all the time. I'm going to tell you a couple things you can do to determine if you trust a steak. Mostly avoid steaks that are flaccid. Steaks that are really dark red, almost to a purple, might look like be a richer flavor, but what that actually is something called dark cutter meat. Google it. It's a really high pH level. Makes it taste worse, tougher, drier, and retain less moisture. Steak should be a little bit more pink. Another thing, a weird fibrous texture, rubbery. Stay away from that. It's gonna taste rubbery too. Moving down the line, we have our choice steak. This choice steak today surprised me. Look at it. That's a fucking nice steak. It's in thick, it's white fat, pinkish red, doesn't look watery to me. Clearly they're sourcing steaks really well there. You have to determine stores that you trust and stores that you don't. Local ranches, smaller businesses, fuck Cargill. Did anybody hear that? Our prime steak. This is where I'm in my fucking prime. This is a nice steak. Prime steak is the best tasting steak. Most tender, really nice marbling, the most juicy. That is because it has the most fat. Dry aged steaks will have kind of moldy looking stuff on the outside. By the time you eat it, you cut that off. It can be dark brown, it can have a dark purple. Don't be afraid of it. Also, smell different. It will smell funky. It goes against everything we've ever learned about meat. This is an unusual scenario. And I told you I'd tell you where you're gonna use your feet. You walk into a butcher shop, it looks dirty. It stinks. Leave. If you walk into a grocery store, it's dusty, it's dirty, it's leave. Also, fuck the FDA. I'm gonna teach you how to.
That's a nice ass now. Yeah.
Talk about me.
No.
Hey.
Shut the f up, bitch.
You need to go see Dr. Ma?
I don't know that one. Ma what?
My balls? What? Sorry?
Do you like boyfriends?
Yeah. I like men.
I might have a chance.
Shh. Don't say it so loud.
That's a nice ass now. Yeah.
Talk about me.
No.
Hey.
I have never been able to play with myself, but this Locato pedal makes it possible. This is me on the loop station. That's so sick. I like how it actually shows you, as it's playing, how much is left in the measure, I guess you would call it. When the loop is over, it connects back to the loop. This thing is sick, and it's also a tuner. This thing is dope. Really like it.
Watch out for this scam if you're trying to sell your graphics card. An RTX 4090 that was sold on eBay was returned looking to be in the same condition, but the buyer had actually completely ripped out the GPU chip right from under the cooler, leaving it completely useless. You might be wondering, what good would it do to just steal the chip and not the rest of the card? The scam works by taking just the 4090 chip and soldering it onto an RTX 3090's body so that they can create the abomination, the RTX 4090 48GB edition card. They can't do this on the 4090 body because it doesn't have enough space for more RAM chips, but the 3090 does, and its pin layout is compatible with the newer GPU. So, if you're trying to buy or sell an RTX 4090 right now, quadruple check that it works before giving anyone money for it. Watch out for this scam if you're trying to sell your graphics.
You've seen that thing on Jupiter, that storm that never quits. Isn't it suspicious to you that a storm there could go on for 350 years without a break, and we never have storms that go on for 350 years without a break?
So, first of all, when we have storms, it's in our atmosphere. We rotate once a day, and so that rotation creates what we call a Coriolis force. The Coriolis force is heightened if you spin faster. So what is Jupiter? It's 1,000 times bigger than Earth. It's mostly gas, and it rotates once in about 10 hours. You want to talk about ferocious Coriolis forces? We have storms that last weeks here, hurricanes that pick up on this little speck we call Earth that has this much atmosphere on it. Go to a planet that rotates twice as fast, is 10 times as wide, 1,000 times the volume, and is mostly gas, and you're complaining that it lasts 300 years?
You are really good. You've seen that thing on Jupiter, that storm that never quits. Isn't it suspicious to you that a storm there could go on for 350 years without a break, and we never have storms?
People who've served what's the pettiest interbranch beef you've ever witnessed. I was stationed on the USS John C. Stennis when we had a joint exercise with the Marines. Both branches love talking trash, but this was something special. It started when some Marines boarded for transport. Within hours, one of them put up a poster in the mess hall that read, "Navy, never again volunteer yourself." Some clever sailor responded by hanging a sign nearby. Marines, muscles are required, intelligence not expected. Things escalated from there. Someone changed the Marine birthing sign to crayon storage. The Marines retaliated by replacing our coffee with some awful instant stuff and labeled it Navy fuel. The real highlight came during a formal briefing. Our captain, a normally straight-laced guy, opened his presentation with what he called important intelligence. A slide showing a Marine trying to eat a box of crayons with the caption, "Know your allies." The Marine CO, not to be outdone, responded with a picture of sailors pointing at a world map with confused expressions, captioned Navy Navigation System. The Admiral finally had enough when someone replaced all the Marine shower towels with hand towels because they're basically the same size to them. We got treated to an hour-long speech about inter-service cooperation while standing at attention. Worth it though. The Marines and us were actually drinking together at the next port call, comparing notes on who had the best pranks. People who've served what's...
Yeah, girl.
You got it.
Daddy's got you.
Yes.
Daddy's got you.
Look how high she is.
The medieval buckler shield came in a variety of different shapes. It did not have to be round in order for it to be considered a buckler. It did, however, have to be small. Now, buckler shields would have a metal handle on the back, just like this, as opposed to a strap that you might find on, say, a heater shield, for example. There were some variations of the buckler that had little pikes built onto the front of them, and there were even ones with hooks built onto the front as well, just like this absolute little bad lad right here. And these metal hooks are sometimes called sword trappers or sword catchers. Now, the way these work is fairly simple, really. Say, for example, my opponent, for whatever reason, is lunging at me with his sword, or in this case, his rondel dagger. What I'm going to do is intercept his strike. I've trapped his blade, now I'm in control. We simply move it out the way, that leaves him open to an attack. These hooks also allow you to hang things from them. Say, for example, you've got a guard who's on night watchman duty. Now, he may very well want to hang his lantern from this hook whilst he's patrolling the town. The medieval buckler...
This biker popped a wheelie right in front of an undercover cop. The cop instantly turned his lights on and went after him, pulling him over immediately.
How you doing, officer?
I'm gonna have you guess. Why did I stop you?
Because I was doing a wheelie.
Can you do two wheels for the rest of the time?
Yes, I can, sir.
you.
I appreciate that.
Appropriate license and everything for this?
Yes, I do.
See that? So tell me about the wheelie. Why? I'm not gonna give you a ticket for it.
I do stunts on my bike, and this is my entire life.
Don't do it here.
You're absolutely right, sir. I try and keep it to a closed parking lot, but I was having a little too much fun, got carried away. That's honestly.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
How do we keep that from happening again?
Keep it off the streets.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give you a ticket. I'm gonna keep both wheels in the...
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
I know I can't control what you do from here on after, but...
I know, I'm gonna take...
Again, I will give you every ticket that I can find in the book.
I'm gonna take it as a grace and appreciate it. Thank you very much.
This gold bar is about $650,000, but it looks like junk. We need it to be pure and beautiful and polished. And we're gonna show you that process. Sit here and lower it down. This is a very heavy bar. This bar is gonna be turning red hot. What you're seeing now is the bar is sinking down. So you get to witness this thing melting like a stick of butter. So now the gold is boiling, essentially. Standing here right now is like being in a gold sauna. You put your face in, opens up your pores. It's actually quite pleasant. Быстро. Быстрее. Не бойтесь. Okay, red hot. It's okay. Woo. Almost burnt my fingers.
A little more.
10 kilos of gold. This gold bar is about $650,000, but it looks like junk. We need it to be pure and...
The daily tip, our garage and driveway concrete has separated and it needs to be sealed up before winter. And of course, the most important thing about any kind of job like this is the prep work. You gotta have it nice and clean. The reason that this task is so important to do prior to winter is because we don't want snow and ice getting underneath this concrete slab. If it does, it'll expand and contract and it'll break that concrete. Then of course, depending on where your garage is located, you could have issues with your foundation. I think it's best to probably just avoid that and get it done. And now as you saw, we have a giant void there. And we can't have a giant void when we're trying to caulk some. There are literally dozens of options that you can use to fill this void. You can use a 2x4, you can use a backer rod, or like me, you can use Expandifoam. Now that's gonna take a little bit to set up, but that's okay. Let that dry. And now for me, in this step, I'm simply gonna cut it out just below grade. Essentially what I'm doing is just making a nice comfy bed for this caulking to sit in. And I know that there's a smartass in the comments already typing, this isn't the way to fix it. The best way to do it is put a new slab there. Yeah, we're definitely not gonna be installing a new $15,000 driveway, I can promise that. Most people don't have that kind of money. And who the hell wants to spend that kind of money on a driveway anyway? And this caulking that I'm using is actually self-leveling, so you just gotta get it close. Let's just take a quick second to appreciate how satisfying it is to watch self-leveling caulk. Oh, and remember, like and follow, because I'm making your life easier. The daily tip, our garage.
Silence! Were you talking to them? Are you talking to my client without his lawyer present?
And you are?
Saul Goodman. I'm Mr. Molina's attorney, and you're in violation of his constitutional rights.
It's all good, man. Really? Come on, that's your name?
Listen, officer.
Special agent.
Oh, the DEA. Oh, I see. Okay, the feds. Well, what, they don't teach the Constitution at Quantico these days?
Yeah, Quantico is FBI.
I don't care. DEA, FBI, Department of Sanitation. It's time for you two gentlemen to vacate the premises. There's the door. Shoo, go away.
Your client waived his right to an attorney.
Well, he most certainly did not.
Yeah, I did.
Zip it. Okay, nobody's talking to you.
I want to talk.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Sounds like he does.
Silence! Were you talking to them?
Your house is like really big though. This is from Google Earth. All right, how many square feet is that?
My house is 76,000 square feet.
There it is. How long have you lived in that house?
Since 1996.
So did you build it?
No, I bought it when it was 25,000 square feet. Then I had a 10-bedroom guest house built.
Okay, so 76,000 square feet. How much of that do you use?
Only 2 rooms. The kitchen, because I like to eat, and the bedroom, because I like to sleep.
And how many bathrooms do you have?
I think 15.
You know you're supposed to like flush the toilet and run the water once a week so it doesn't smell with the drains and everything.
I never knew that.
I always think of that with people with big houses. It's like you gotta use it all or else it just is, yeah, you gotta move out. Yeah, your house is...
Here are the shortest prison sentences in history. So Shane Jenkins was sentenced to just 50 minutes of jail for damaging property and escaping custody, and spent those 50 minutes writing an apology letter to his victim. A man named Saburo Aizawa of Japan received only a 100-day sentence for murder in Japan, notoriously short for homicide, while these 4 Hawaiians were convicted of murder in 1932 and had their 10-year sentence commuted by the governor to only 1 hour, making it the shortest ever for a violent crime. These 2 unnamed men received a 2-hour jail sentence in Ireland for for public intoxication, while this American man served 75 minutes in prison for disorderly conduct as a way for the judge to give him a slap on the wrist. Even less than this, though, was Mary Fitzpatrick, who was sentenced to 1 full hour in jail for a petty theft in London in the 1800s. But finally, the shortest ever jail sentence belongs to Joe Munch, who in 1906 was sentenced to just 1 minute behind bars for being drunk and disorderly as a way for the judge to softly show punishment. Pretty cool, right? Here are the shortest.
People with sociopath friends, why are you friends with them? My roommate from college is a diagnosed sociopath, and he's the most reliable friend I have. We met freshman year when I found him sitting alone, writing down what people did when they laughed. He told me straight up that he didn't really get people, but was trying to learn. I thought he was joking until I saw him practice smiling in the mirror before parties. What's weird is that he remembers everything I've ever told him. When my mom got sick, he showed up with groceries and said, "You won't remember to eat properly. I've researched nutritious meals that are easy to make. Not a hint of emotion, just logic." He once asked why people cry at funerals if the person is already dead. But then he drove 6 hours to attend my grandpa's funeral because social support improves grief outcomes. His girlfriend dumped him because he forgot Valentine's Day. He genuinely didn't understand why one random day matters more than others. The next day, he made a spreadsheet of all holidays with reminders set weeks ahead. Last week, he called me at 3 a.m. asking, "Is it normal to feel something warm in your chest when your son smiles at you?" His wife just had a baby, and I think he might actually be experiencing love for the first time. He's reading parenting books every night. People think sociopaths are all dangerous, but my friend just sees the world differently. He chooses to be good because it's logical, and sometimes that's more reliable than emotional goodness that comes and goes. People with sociopath friends, why are you friends with them?
I just lost my job, and it was a 6-figure income, so, a hard job to find.
What in the world happened, and what were you doing?
So I've been in the car business my whole life, kind of just got thrown into it. I was selling lots of cars, first place every single month, and, some of the cars that we're selling, they had, bad Carfax. I'd work with a guy for 5 days straight, and the Carfax would be bad. I didn't show the guy the Carfax, so I guess that could have been a lawsuit or something, and they ended up firing me. It was Mercedes-Benz, so, they're real strict with everything. You leave the toilet seat open, you might get clipped.
Tony, my son, is 25, and this is what I would tell him if I heard this story from him. Number one, you have a gift with people, and you have the ability to sell. What sometimes comes with that is a BS artist, and you've been BSing, even on the phone here. Toilet seat up is way different than freaking not giving a Carfax report. You should have been fired. You deserved it. Not because you're not a good salesman, but because you completely violated the thing here. I'm a Mercedes customer. You completely violated that. You would have been fired if you were working for me.
I just lost my job.
How can you see through privacy glass? Now let me explain what I even mean by this. I have this piece of glass here. This is called privacy glass because you see how when I'm behind it, you can sort of see some light pass through, but it sort of obscures whatever's actually behind here. And if you zoomed in, it's jagged like this, which means there's millions of little surfaces. Now the light ray comes through and it gets reflected this direction, or it comes through and gets deflected this direction. It's unresolvable because instead of passing straight through to your eye, they go in all different directions. If only there was something we could put over all those microscopic little surfaces to basically flatten them out. Well, it turns out there is. Clear packing tape. If you set this down, what happens is it fills in all those grooves, which you can see right here. How can you see through privacy?
So hungry I could eat a baby. Oh no, you got it. Okay.
Daddy, what's wrong?
I'm hungry. I want to eat a kid. I want to eat a kid.
Don't eat me.
I'm so hungry, I could eat a kid.
Do I look like food?
Listen, I think you are delicious.
I know that. I did a boy.
You're not what?
I'm not full.
Listen, I have a problem.
You have powerful?
I'm so hungry right now.
Okay.
That I literally...
The $50 bill is this one. The way money works for me is it really doesn't. I mean, it's all the same size. There's no way to distinguish between any of the paper money in this country at all. That's a $50 bill. The way I use money is this. This would be a $20 bill right here. I keep my money in order. There's a tenner from largest to smallest, from bottom to top. And then I could get you a single out of my pocket if you'd like to see George Washington make the party. And that's how I keep it all straight.
Hi, Tommy.
Hey, what are you doing? You know what? When I use money in public, that's where it all gets a little bit funny.
Can I get you something to drink?
Yeah, can I get a pint? It's all about trust, I have to rely on people that they're not going to beat me. So what I'll do is I'll give them like a $20 bill and buy a $6 beer, let's say. I have to trust that they're going to give me $14.
$14.
Thank you.
Fives are on top, singles are on the bottom.
Have I gotten screwed? Sure, of course. I mean, I couldn't tell you when. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Robbing a blind guy? That's a lazy crook, in my opinion. The $50 bill.
Can I help you?
Yeah, what happened to the school?
Are you a parent?
Sure as hell hope not. Who are you?
I'm Hank. Hank McCoy. I look after the house now.
You're a beast? Look at you. I guess you're a late bloomer.
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
So where's the professor?
There's no professor here.
You're pretty strong for a scrawny kid. Sure there's not a little beast in there? Come on, beast.
He's not here.
Hey!
There's no professor here. I told you that.
Look, kid. You and I are gonna be good friends. You just don't know it yet. Professor!
What's going on here?
Professor?
Please don't call me that.
Because I was sent here for you.
Well, tell whoever it was that sent you that I'm busy.
It's gonna be a little tricky, because the person who sent me was you.
What?
About 50 years from now.
Can I help you?
Yeah, what happened to the school?
Are you a parent?
Sure as hell hope not. Who are you?
I'm Hank. Hank
Part 2 of the client who didn't bring the money to pay for her order. So the client says, can you just give me the cake anyway? I've already paid $250. That's a lot for a cake, and it's already made. You're standing here ready to put it in my car, so just give it to me. And I was like, I'm so sorry, but I put a lot of money and time into this cake, and $250 doesn't even cover that. My price is my price. You signed a contract. I'm not going to give you this cake for $250 when you agreed to pay $500. I initially offered for a less expensive but still beautiful cake, and you specifically asked for an extravagant $500 cake. So she says, fine, just give me my deposit back and I'll go get a grocery store cake. And I said, I'm so sorry, I cannot give you your deposit. I'm standing here out of money and out of time holding this cake. It's non-refundable. And she says, sell the cake to somebody else. I have to have money, my son needs a cake, and it's not right for you to do this to me. So, super long story short, I did not give her the cake, and I feel absolutely horrible. And I could have given her the cake and just took the $250. But it's not okay for me to change my boundaries because somebody wants to cross them. So, what would you have done? How would you have handled it?
Woojock, I bet you can make a Long Island iced tea in under a minute. Do I have to use a jigger? Do. All right, fuck it. We'll do it. We're gonna do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I started before the clock. Oh no. Cheated. Already cheated. That was not even real. That is a half-ounce pour right there. You don't know what you're talking about, boy. Oh my God, there's so many bottle pickups. 15. I don't even know if you're doing it right. How would I know? You wouldn't fucking know. That seems ridiculous. Oh, fuck. What is it? We got him nervous now. 30. Time is passing by quick over here. Perfect. 40. Top. Coke on the top. Mint. 45. Lemon. And... Ooh. 50 times. That's a fucking Long Island, baby. It's actually way better than I thought it was going to be. Not bad at all. Cheers. Woojock. Did y'all see that thermite? Yeah! That's right. Shit. At launch, CJX. I am done!
I was wondering what that noise was. It's the damn king. And I can't sleep with you banging around with that thing. Now you keep it down or we're gonna have trouble.
A big flag in your place. I'm for me to chat with your housekeeper. Turns out you're a citizen of the Great White North.
You broke into my apartment?
You know what can get you 6 months and a $100,000 fine? Falsely claiming that you won a medal in Vietnam.
You think I'm faking?
Canada did not send troops to fight in Vietnam.
They sent troops to reinforce the 73 peace accords. which is where I tried to free a 12-year-old boy who stepped on a landmine. 36 years later, every second I feel pain in my hand like I'm still grabbing that boy's arm, even though my arm isn't there. So no, I'm not faking it.
It should be a lot easier to do what the crazy guy who tied you up says. Put your hand in there. Now look, mirror magic. Now clench both your fists. Now let go.
For 36 years I've been in pain, and it's finally gone. I was wondering what that noise was. It's the damn king, and I can't sleep with...
There's a guy. He's tasked with cleaning out one of those tanker cars on a train, and he's using a steam cleaner. So he's steam cleaning the whole thing. And of course, as he's doing that, he's warming it up, and it starts to rain. He caps off the tanker car. The cooling rain causes the steam to contract, and as the myth goes...
And so we're going to build a more accurate scale version of our tank car.
Yes. make me approach.
Yes. What can I do for you? I'll be here, waiting.
Hello there.
Descends! Bend to my will! Impede my enemy! Blood!
No mana.
The mannequin will pay! Alan, hate! We will blot out the sun! Into dust! Die! Urshekama!
Sala. She's still breathing.
Accomplish nothing. Oriana will prevail, and the Faradin...
This is not over. Not yet. Janabra! I return you to the embrace of death! It is done.
Yes.
There's a time and a place for violence. Best think twice before doing that here.
the gate. Onwards. We must open. A dark shadow has fallen across the land.
Per cylinder and see what difference that makes.
There we go. As before, they simulate the steam cleaning process until the temperature maxes out.
Capping it up.
And resume their nerve-wracking wait.
Oh, you can hear it boiling.
Oh.
You can totally hear it boiling. That's awesome.
I can't help but think that this would be weaker because the lack of any bulkheads down the length of it.
Okay. 7 minutes in, we're at 11 inches of mercury. Awesome! Oh, that was fantastic! You were right, it was weaker. It failed at a lower negative pressure than the previous one. There's a guy. He's tasked with cleaning out one of those tanker cars on a train, and he's using a steam cleaner. So he's steam cleaning the whole thing, and of course, as he's doing that, he's warming it up, and it starts to rain. He caps off the tanker car. The cooling rain causes the steam to contract, and as the myth goes...
And so we're going to build a more accurate scale version of our...
If there are other animals with bigger brains and we want to stay at the top, what do they say about those other animals? We don't have the biggest brain. Oh, but brain to body weight ratio, then we're the highest.
Is that accurate with dolphins?
Yes, because they're much bigger creatures than we are. When you divide the weight of the brain by the weight of the body, we win. However, what they did not say, we do not have the highest brain to body weight ratio among animals, only among mammals. Any animal that we have ever got to study in more detail than we previously did has shown to be more intelligent than we ever gave it credit for being. Yeah. The magpie has a higher brain to body weight ratio than humans do. And you know who has the biggest brain to body weight ratio of any creature on Earth? Who? Ants. 15% of their body weight is their brain. The whole front section is their head. Close-up of an ant. Insects with so much detail on their bodies. Ants are very busy doing some complicated things and we don't know what they're doing. And to say, well, we're at the top, really? If there are other animals...
Are end grain cutting boards really worth it? For the customers, they're a lot more expensive than a normal cutting board, and for us woodworkers, it takes a lot more time. So I guess the real question is, do those cons outweigh the pros? And you might not like my answer in the end, but here's what I think. But first, right here, you can see what makes an end grain cutting board. As you saw, I took the face grain and I rotated it so that the end grain is now facing upwards and is your new cutting surface. And the purpose of this is because end grain is more dense than face grain, which makes it more resilient to damaging and scratches. But back to the question, is it worth it? For me personally, I'm a woodworker, so I actually don't need an end grain cutting board. I can use a face grain cutting board and damage it, scratch it up, and whenever I want, I can sand it and surface it back to good as new, and I can repeat that process over and over again. But for anyone who might not have the time or resources to do this, then maybe an end grain cutting board is the right option for you.
An amazing pork chop. Cut strands of this little back strap. Start off with some salt and some pepper, olive oil, smoked paprika, ancho chili powder. Rub all that flavor in. Cast iron pan, touch of olive oil, and then into the pan. Get your butter in there. That stops it from burning. A little bit of fresh thyme, crisping up. The spice is doing its job. Now, once we've got the color on that, a little touch of stock. Get my lid, let that sit and cook slowly. Now, succotash, one of my favorites. The first thing with this corn, get it nicely seasoned. Olive oil, salt, pepper. Get that toasting on an open gas. And what we want to do now is literally char that corn. Slice the onion. Hot pan, onions in. Here we go. Box grater. And grating really helps to cook this butternut squash very, very quickly. Salt, pepper. Start sprinkling in that butternut squash. Next, peppers. A nice large dice. Look at that. Beautiful. Zucchini. In a teaspoon of minced garlic. And now with my corn, and take all those beautiful kernels off. In. Just to bring that heat, minced jalapeno. Cilantro, sprinkle that over. Lime, squeeze that in there. A little touch of olive oil at the end. A nice, generous helping. I guarantee this pork chop is moist, delicious. And there we have a beautiful, delicious roasted pork chop with the most amazing fragrant succotash.
What was a loophole that you found and exploded the hell out of? When my apartment complex got bought by a new company, they sent everyone new lease agreements. I noticed something weird in mine. They forgot to list the pet deposit or monthly pet fee for my dog. Every other tenant with pets had to pay $300 upfront plus $50 monthly. I signed it quickly before they noticed, making sure to initial every page so they couldn't claim it was a mistake. 2 weeks later, they slid a letter under my door saying I needed to pay the pet fees. I politely showed them my signed lease that didn't mention any pet fees. The manager got annoyed but said they'd fix it on my next renewal. Here's where it gets good. I checked the lease again and found another mistake. They had accidentally set my lease for 5 years instead of 1, and there was no early termination clause for the landlord, only for tenants. I showed this to my neighbor who's a lawyer. He said they were stuck with these terms until 2028. The best part? In our state, rent control laws say they can only raise my rent 3% each year on long-term leases. Meanwhile, everyone else's rent went up 22% last year. They've tried offering me money to sign a corrected lease. First $500, then $2,000. I said no. I calculated that over 5 years, I'm saving about $18,000 in pet fees and avoided rent hikes. The company even had their lawyer call me. When I mentioned taking it to small claims court for harassment, they backed off completely. What was a loophole that you found and exploded the hell out of? When my
Hello? Hi, I'm looking for George. I'm sorry, he's not here at the moment. Would you like to leave a message? Sure. This is Jennifer. Who is this? This is his mom. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to meet you. Who are you? Oh, this is weird. He told me that you were totally cool with it. So totally cool with what? With us dating. It's Jennifer. He told me you were cool with the age difference. What do you mean the age difference? Well, I'm 45 and he's 18, but he said my mom's fine with it. Whoa, hey, whoa. You're 45. I'm 45. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. We can be friends and we can go shopping together. Not awesome. You're 45 and you're dating my age. So you're not cool with it? Why would I be cool with it? You're my age dating my son. Well, I figure like, if you had the chance to date an 18-year-old, you would totally. No. Wait, how did you two meet? He came over to fix my computer, and like it was really hot because I'm a hot 45-year-old, and I don't even want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. But okay. Okay, he came over to fix your computer. Yeah. And you just pounced on him? Like no. Well, first of all, to be fair, he pounced on me. Let me tell you, if his dad is anything like him, you are one lucky lady. Oh, see, I don't even believe you went there. Okay, you know what? I don't know what type of game or whatever this is that you're playing, but you're a 45-year-old messing around with my teenage son. Yeah, but he's 18. He's legal. He's 18. He is a teenager, and you are my age. But he's old enough to make his own decisions. You can't find someone your age? I can find someone my age, but they're not like an 18-year-old boy. You're right. They're not like an 18-year-old boy. So there you go. Now you understand. Really? All right. I got to go. I think you and Georgie need to discuss, and then maybe we can get together and bond. What? George, she is not happy. All right. So here's what we're going to do. She's going to call you any second to scream at you. So miss the call. We'll call her back, and then just act like you don't even know what she's talking about at first, and then see what happens. You know how to get your mom going, okay? All right. You've got some explaining to do. What the hell is this woman calling me who's saying that you're dating? She's 40. She's my age. Whoa, Ma, what are you talking about? Some 45-year-old woman calls me and says you are dating. You two are dating. Are you kidding me? What the hell is going on?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I was going to tell you about it, Ma. I was going to tell you.
Really?
I went over to fix the computer, and, I was going to tell you it's no big deal. It's cool.
George, you're dating your mother? She's 45 years old. Are you crazy?
I don't even say that. I want to be thinking of you when I'm with her.
You don't need to be with her at all. You can't find girls closer to your age. Why this woman?
Well, she knows what she's doing.
Oh, my gosh. You know what? We're going to see what your father says about that. And
Dad's probably going to be proud of me.
Oh, I don't. Hello?
All Santas, what's the saddest thing a kid asked for Christmas? A young girl was in line with her parents, and as soon as it was her turn, she ran over and practically jumped in my lap. The parents looked happy as well and told me this was her first time meeting Santa. I told her it was very nice to meet her and asked what she wanted for Christmas. She motioned for me to lean down so she could whisper it and said, I want to see my mommy and daddy again. I asked who she was here with, if not her mom and dad, and she told me there were some people who said her mom and dad had gone away and they were her new parents. I was really confused and honestly didn't know how to respond, but before I could say anything, a couple came over and took the girl away. I thought that was the end of it until a few days later, some cops showed up at my house asking to speak to me. They showed me a picture of the little girl and asked if I recognized her. I told them yes, as that wasn't an interaction I was going to just forget. They informed me that she was missing and the couple that brought her to the mall were the ones who probably took her. I told them I had no idea and asked if her real parents were okay. They told me it was an active investigation, so they couldn't reveal anything other than to report the couple if I saw them again, as they were wanted for both murder and kidnapping. I couldn't believe how sick those people were to kidnap the child, then play family with her by taking her to the mall to see Santa. All Santas, what's the saddest thing?
In a moment recorded by the doorbell camera, this man came to deliver a bag he found in the park to the house he thought was the owner, and these dramatic images emerge. Look what happens next.
Do you know who lives here?
I don't. I'm sorry.
sorry.
I just found her bag and stuff. I'm just trying to return it.
I wonder if
No, it's a big bag. Oh, yeah. Does Christopher live here?
Yeah, he does.
Is this his stuff?
Yeah.
Did somebody break in his car not too
Yeah.
long? I found his bag in the park today. Was it 2 bags?
It was.
One was an Apple laptop.
Yeah.
I got all your stuff in
I
there.
think
And it's
wasn't an apple.
well. There's 2 bags. Let me just give you this. Now it's kind of wet because it seems like it was out there.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Let me call him. That is so nice.
No, this is the other one I found.
I don't. Layla, yes.
I found this bag.
In a moment recorded by the doorbell camera,
Can you guess the value of this gold bar for some silver, man?
The value of the gold bar?
Yeah, what's the value of this gold bar? The closer you get to the actual value, the more silver I'm gonna give you.
Okay, could I get a closer look at it?
Here you go.
I can hold it too?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, okay, that's heavy. I'll go, this is gonna be this is gonna be a bad guess. I'll go.
It's tough, it's tough.
I'll go $700,000.
700,000, take a kilo of silver. Take 2 kilos.
Okay.
Good luck.
What about it?
Well, you got close.
What are you gonna tell me the answer?
650,000.
Really?
Yeah.
No way, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good guess.
There you go.
What are these worth?
800 apiece.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, come on. Well, this is we're
Wait,
in.
where would I sell these at?
Right on 47th Street. Go to Manhattan Gold and Silver.
Okay.
It'll cash you in.
Awesome.
There he is. Sir, can you guess the value of this gold bar for some silver, man?
I sent my daughter to a psych ward and I don't regret it. Something has always been off about my daughter. From the time she was very little I could always sense that she had a rotten heart. This sounds terrible considering she is my daughter, but the look of blankness in her eyes would make you think otherwise. Me and my wife didn't speak about our daughter's strange demeanor very often, but we both knew something just wasn't right. By the time she was 7, she had already been expelled from her elementary school for fighting, and nothing seemed to change even after extensive punishments. When she was 9, she began dismembering small animals in the backyard and hiding them under rocks. We sent her to counseling and therapy, but nothing seemed to work. Fast forward to today, she is 15 years old, and if anything, her behavior has gotten worse. Me and my wife have given up on her completely. Between the ages of 9 up to now, she has done awful things like lighting her grandmother's car on fire, or even when she put our goldfish in a carburetor during her 13th birthday party. I truthfully believe that she is crazy. About 2 months ago, our family dog went missing, and last week I found it dismembered in a garbage bag buried in the backyard. This was our last straw as parents. After finding this, I was so unbelievably disgusted that I immediately phoned the police, and they inevitably arrested her under the Mental Health Act. I sent my daughter to a psych.
This is industrial epoxy, which is a thermoset polymer. So once it hardens, that structure is locked in for good. So there's no melting, no reshaping afterwards. It starts with 2 components, a liquid epoxy resin and a hardener. When combined, they trigger a chemical reaction called polymerization, where small molecules link up to form a dense, cross-linked network. That molecular structure is what gives epoxy its strength, heat resistance, and also chemical durability. This is industrial epoxy.
Pain as much as what we did for the pop top, and then getting a drill hole to it is quite nerve-wracking, I'll be completely honest. But that's gone.
Hey, bro.
I'm just a Timmy, bro. Is that
you,
Stilly?
Yeah, man. You want a free loadout? No word of a lie.
My Stilly! No way!
Yeah, come here.
I don't know if I trust you, Vasily.
You have my word. Come here. A full kit for you. I'm not even. Yeah, I just killed a Giga Chad. You want this?
Oh my god, it is you. Oh my god, I trust you.
Yeah, grab this.
Holy shit. I'm a Giga Chad too, but that's my teammate's loot. You can have it.
Your what?
That's my teammate's loot. That's my boy right there that you dropped.
Oh, I killed your mate? I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're facility, I don't care. You can kill them all the time.
No, you can take that. Take that.
I bought him in this gun too. No way. What are you doing on NA servers?
Shush. Now they know.
Alright, good luck. Thank you.
See you, man. I guess I have to go back to China, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Hey, bro.
What have you done that your parents punished you for, but it was totally worth the punishment? I stole my dad's truck at age 16 to save my little brother's life, and I'd do it again. My brother Tyler was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was 10. Our parents divorced that same year, and Dad got custody because Mom moved across the country for work. Everything was fine at first. Dad learned about insulin injections, carb counting, and blood sugar monitoring. But then Dad started dating Sarah. She was into natural healing and convinced him that Tyler's diabetes could be cured with herbs and essential oils. She threw away Tyler's insulin, saying he just needed to detox his pancreas with her special smoothies. I begged Dad not to listen to her. I showed him medical websites explaining why Tyler needed insulin to live, but Sarah had totally brainwashed him. She moved in and took over everything, including Tyler's treatment. Within a week, Tyler was constantly thirsty, losing weight, and sleeping all day. His blood sugar meter showed dangerous numbers, but Sarah said that was just the toxins leaving his body. Dad believed every word. One night, I woke up to Tyler vomiting. His breath smelled sickly sweet, like nail polish remover, a sign of diabetic ketoacidosis. I knew this could kill him. When I tried to call 911, Sarah grabbed my phone and broke it. "He's healing," she screamed. "Don't interfere with the natural process." Dad just stood there, watching his son deteriorate. They locked Tyler in his room, saying he needed to push through the detox. I waited until they fell asleep, then picked the lock on Tyler's door. He was barely conscious. I half carried him downstairs, took Dad's truck keys, and helped Tyler into the passenger seat. I had only driven a few times in parking lots, but this was life or death. The hospital was 30 minutes away. I drove at exactly the speed limit, terrified of being pulled over. Tyler kept fading in and out of consciousness. I talked to him the whole way, making him respond to stay awake. When we arrived at the ER, Tyler's blood sugar was over 600. The doctors said he was hours away from dying. They admitted him immediately and called the police. Child services got involved when they learned what happened. Dad and Sarah were arrested for medical neglect. I lost my driving privileges for a year and was grounded for stealing the truck. But the judge handling their case praised me for saving my brother's life. Tyler and I moved in with our aunt. She made sure he got all his insulin and proper medical care. Dad went to jail for 6 months and Sarah got 2 years. They're both banned from contacting us until Tyler turns 18. What have you done that your parents punished you for? But
okay, so this is the next day. I typically wait before really taking a good look at the tank until the filters have had a chance to clean up all the debris that gets thrown into the water column as I am fiddling with what's in the sand. So, there wasn't a lot of plant left after I cleaned some.
Which back? Pimento sandwich.
That's funny. No, I mean, what are you carrying?
Pimento is a cheese. They call it the caviar of the South.
How are you here without a gun? You have a gun?
Yeah.
I got at least 2 guns on me that I'll tell you about. How do you not pack a gun?
Just to be clear, that the agreed upon fee of $500 per man, if that's acceptable.
Yeah, I have a thought. How about you give me and Man Mountain $750 each and send Uncle Fester there home? He's not carrying a gun. He's useless.
Is that true? You didn't bring a gun?
I didn't think I'd need one.
It's a protection job. He's just a third wheel without a piece.
If I need a gun, I'll use one of his.
Take. How you gonna take one of my guns? Here. I'll make it easy for you.
You can make it not so easy.
You got it. What the son of a...
Okay. So many guns, I don't know which one to use. You want one?
Which back?
Pimentos.
I went to a nearby arcade to see how many prizes I could win with $20. The first game that I tried was Swing and Smash. You got to get the axe into the slot that you're aiming for, and then you will win the corresponding prize. In this case, it was a Princess Leia, but it got stuck, and I didn't get it. So then I went for the other Star Wars plush that was in this machine, and I won again, and this time it did fall off of the shelf right into the prize chute. After this, I tried the Stacker arcade game. This was a Fortnite combo 2-pack of pop figures. Pretty cool prize. I stacked the blocks all the way up to the top, got the major prize block, but it never gave me the prize. I sat there for like 25 minutes and nothing fell out. So I had to use all my anger that I bottled up to go kick somebody's ass. At the front desk, I just told him what happened.
I won on the Stacker game over there, Swing and Smash.
And then the guy gave me the pop figures, and he sat here contemplating what was going to happen for like 5 minutes, and then he left, and then he ended up giving me this Black Panther coin bank because he didn't have keys. I went to a nearby arcade to see how many
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Who are you?
I'm Adrian.
Feet off the table, please, man. Thank you.
I love you, Dad.
Love you too. Let me taken something?
No.
Don't lie to me. Yeah, you've taken something, I can tell. So what is it?
I had a cap.
What's a cap?
I don't know.
Where'd you get it?
Doesn't matter.
Where'd you get the cap?
What cap?
Mate, you don't tell me what I want to know. I'm going to take that skateboard. I'm going to beat you around the head with it, right? Where'd you get the cap?
Okay, I got it from Troy.
Where's he live?
Somewhere on Carter Street. It's a red brick house. There's a yellow garage door.
That school you go to, you don't go there no more, you gonna? And if I ever see you with my daughter again, I'm going to cut your balls off. Now get the fuck out of here. Go! Hey.
Hey. What's up?
Who are you?
What's something that's technically legal but keeps ruining your life? I'm a pharmacist, but I'm flagged at every pharmacy in America. The irony would be funny if it wasn't ruining my life. Every time I try to pick up any prescription, even my mom's heart medication, the pharmacy staff has to stop everything. They announce federal authentication required over the intercom like I'm some kind of drug kingpin. Everyone in line starts staring, parents grab their kids, and I've even seen people Google my name right there. The staff has to call some mysterious number while security hovers around me. The worst part? No agency will even acknowledge this flag exists. I've called every federal office imaginable. They all deny having any record of me. When I'm with my pharmacy colleagues, it's almost bearable. They've turned it into this dark comedy, calling me Walter White and joking about my secret drug empire. But when I'm alone, pharmacists treat me like I'm Pablo Escobar's protege. I've had security guards follow me around the store, and once they even called the police for routine supervision. The craziest part? My record is completely clean. The only thing I can think of is that I worked at a pharmacy that got busted for opioids 5 years after I left. I had to stop being my mom's caregiver because I can't pick up her medications without turning it into a 3-hour federal investigation. What's something that's...
I've literally only gone on a second date with one guy.
Really?
And it's because he called me out. He was like, you're kind of being a jerk. And I was like, oh, round of applause for this one. Let's try this out.
Oh my gosh!
One dude out of dozens actually call you out for being an a-hole because everybody else just wanted to date you because you're hot.
I am a very attractive person. A lot of times I have to deal with people who only want to date me because I'm attractive. So I set up a test process so that I can weed out the bad ones.
That's actually kind of genius. Like, I don't understand it because I'm not that hot.
Thank you.
But...
Oh, I'm sure you're very hot.
What was the test?
When I date guys, the first date is like when you find out what they're made of inside, like what kind of guy they actually are, not just looks, not what they're based on. And a lot of guys will just want to date me because I'm hot. So I make it so I kind of provoke them to call me out on my shit. So that's why whenever I go out on a first date, I choose the restaurant. So the waitress is my friend, and so I wasn't being unfair to her, but I act unfairly. I call out little micro things like the water being messed up or not tall enough or a quarter inch from the top. Like, I've told him that I've waitressed before and that she is a waitress. And I just badger the waitress. And if he isn't willing to call me out and tell me that I'm being a jerk, then I don't want to be with somebody who would just agree with me because they're like, well, she's hot. Screw it if she's a mean horrible person.
This is the most, at first I thought you were super vain, but now I just think you're an evil genius.
Genius! I was in the restaurant industry for years. This never happens.
Oh, it's happened. You just don't know about it. I'm not the only girl doing this.
Oh. Dude, I
So the
love
waitress
it.
was your friend?
Yeah. She knows all about this.
And he just went along with the whole thing.
Yeah, he just kind of shrugged and was like, oh yeah, we'll get another menu. And oh yeah, the water does seem weirdly small from the top. I'm like, that makes no sense.
Is it almost fun for you? Like, how far can I go before this guy actually stands up for what's right?
This is making me sound like I'm an evil sorceress who's thinking of all these ways to do things, but it's not like that. I honestly want to find somebody of substance, like a partner who's willing to call me out. And, I've done this a dozen times. And out of all of those, I've literally only gone on a second date with one guy.
Really?
And it's because he called me out. He was like, you're kind of being a jerk. And I was like, oh, round of applause for this one. Let's try this out.
Oh my gosh!
One dude out of dozens actually call you out for being an a-hole because everybody else just wanted to date you because you're hot.
I'm glad that you're impressed by all this, but are we done with this phone call?
We are almost done. I just have one more thing I need to say to you.
Okay, what else do you want to know? I feel like I've told you everything.
Oh, I don't want to know anything. I just want to let you know that Ben is actually on the other line listening to this conversation and really wants to talk to you.
Are you serious?
Yes. Ben, you there? Or did you run away?
No, I'm definitely here.
Who weighed the plates? Who the f are you? I'm not answering your questions. Who weighed the plates? Your dad. World record. Not allowed. That's like you saying Bolt running 100 metres in a world record and going, yeah, but my dad filmed it, my dad timed it. So at the end of the day, your deadlift is bollocks, mate. Everyone on the internet says it's bull.
What
What was the funniest reason you failed your driving test? When I was 17, I took my driving test for the first time. The first bit of it was great. I followed every instruction I was taught and was slowly becoming more and more confident. Well, that changed when we started approaching a roundabout. I had gone through them multiple times but wasn't overly confident. As I approached, my examiner told me to go left, so I did. But instead of going around the roundabout and exiting left, I went left into oncoming traffic. My examiner had to slam on the passenger brake and inevitably forced me to switch places with him. I obviously failed my test, but the worst part is, I made a
We've got a catastrophe on our hands. So who wants to get high off a Perky? Not me. This Percocet pill pendant used to be on the website, but now we're destroying it. We're taking it off the site because I had a incident with heroin and this scooter. When I came out of a restaurant, this scooter was twisted out of this chain. It was gone, but later on it was spotted at the repair shop where my boy was at, where this guy was buying a charger. So I put out a reward on recovering the scooter. And allegedly, after the scooter did a lot of heroin deals in New York City, I finally got it back. The moral of the story is I don't want to participate in this disgusting drug that destroys young lives and leads to more serious addictions. You start with Perkies, you can't afford them, you end up on God knows what, fentanyl. So we melted down the last Perk 30. I had the golden nugget. I went back to where my scooter was originally stolen all that time ago, and I tried to give it away, but nobody wanted it because they got their heads up their ass, so I threw it into the park. We've got a catastrophe on our hands.
Think I could do that too?
Let's get you a robe.
Why?
Because no one ever questions a man in a robe. That's a role.
Oh, hey, what the hell, man?
Always be wet. The wetter, the better. Projects an air of busyness, like you're in a rush and you can't be bothered. Let's go.
Afternoon. May I please see your room key?
Oh, God. I must have left it in my pants. But, we're 12:42.
Excellent. Enjoy.
You look great.
Look, fellas, if you're not guests of the hotel, you have to leave.
Hey! Hey! What the hell's going on?
Sir, you're soaking wet.
Oh, thanks for the update, Katie Couric. I was about to dry off when I saw you manhandling my boy.
I just asked if he was a guest at the hotel.
Oh, did you not see the robe, you jackass?
I apologize. That's my mistake. What can I do to make it right?
Well, look who decided to show up to work. You start by getting me a towel. Now.
Right away. I'm very sorry. Think I could do that too?
Let's get you a robe.
Oh my God. I remember this one. I want everybody in the chat to look at this bald man, the one that's wearing like the blue tuxedo over here. He runs in, he sees that I'm trying to spec this guy. Look what he does. What? Brother, what was that? What, did you guys just see that? He has 1 HP, by the way, and he knows I don't have Recoil or Avenge on. Look at that again. That's him. That's the same guy. It looks like he just got a different char. This is how the client or the age K that he was using works. He has 1 HP right now. He knows I don't have Venge or Recoil on, so he knows he can't die unless I click on him immediately. And it axes from 1 HP, and then it double molds from the DH axe right after, no matter what it hits. And then it switches to Mizuna and Torso for the extra strength bonus on the G mold as well. Look at that again. He was literally butt-ass naked. Oh my God.
That creep, dude. That guy is following me. I don't like it.
Why are you being weird, bro? Warning shot. Oh, no, you've been made. You've been made. You've been made.
Yeah, that dude's,
You've been made, bro. That was a delayed reaction. You trying to blend in? Nah, you ain't blending in for shit.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I see. Painted faces fill the places I can't reach.
That creep, dude. That guy is following me. I don't like it.
Why are you being weird, bro? Warning shot. Oh, no, you've been made. You've been made. You've been made.
Yeah, that dude's,
You've been made, bro. That was a delayed reaction. You trying to blend in? Nah, you ain't blending in for shit.
I've been roaming around, always looking down at all I
Took off from cops the other night.
So what does that have to do with me?
Excuse
you, where is he going?
He's going walking around.
He's not allowed to be on my property.
Okay.
You're not allowed to be
this
on my
is
property.
the address of record.
I am. Okay. Do you have a warrant for that?
Hey,
listen to him.
right here. Me and you, okay?
Okay, we're talking.
There we go. So, this is the address on his bond paperwork. This is the address on his court paperwork. This is the address on his driver's license. So, with all of those things being said, this is his address.
Okay, but I'm telling you, he's not here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need you
If he's
and
not
your
here-
partner to get off my property.
Okay, that's not going to happen.
Well, you can close my door. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
I'll close it for you.
You're
I'll
not
close it
allowed
for
to
you in
be
a minute. I'm allowed to be here.
You're not allowed to be
So
here.
he's not here as in he's not home, right?
He's not here. He doesn't live here. Do you have some type of paperwork I can see? I need a warrant.
Yeah, it's in the truck with him.
Well, you can go get it.
It's
then
on
we
a
can
tablet. You can go look at it.
Nah, I'm not stepping outside of my property.
Okay.
So either you guys go get it or
Hey,
you get
contact
my
front
property.
door. One male argument. Took off from cops the other night.
So what?
When did you realize someone was all bark and no bite? My stepmom controlled everything in our house when Dad traveled for work. She'd scream about dirty dishes, slam doors over unmade beds, and leave bruises where clothes could hide them. But at family gatherings, she transformed into this perfect Pinterest mom, bragging about our special bond while digging her nails into my arm under the table. Her biggest show was her monthly brunches. She'd invite Dad's wealthiest clients, serving perfect quiches and telling stories about our wonderful blended family. I'd smile and nod, playing my part while hiding fresh marks. One Sunday, during her most important brunch yet, I decided to test something. Every time I poured coffee, I'd let the china rattle slightly. When passing pastries, I'd bump chairs just enough to make people nervous. Small things, but enough to crack her perfect mask. After an hour, she finally snapped, right as I accidentally clinked the crystal glasses. She grabbed my wrist and screamed, "This is why your mother abandoned you. You're nothing but a clumsy, worthless mistake." The room froze. One of the clients, a family court judge, set down her mimosa and pulled out her business card. Two others quickly excused themselves, mentioning something about reconsidering their listings. A week later, the real estate board suspended her license pending a character investigation. Dad came home early from his trip. I moved into the master bedroom while she packed for her sister's house. Turns out she wasn't so scary once people saw behind her perfect mask. When did you realize someone was—
I think you bought your mom like 2-3 properties?
Yes, this woman is uncontrollable. Like, just 2 places in the Philippines. She has a condo in Manila, and then she has her hometown house that we've renovated. It's a luxury home for that village. And people were commenting and be like, "Isn't Valkyrie a millionaire? Why is she being so stingy with her mother?" And I'm like, are you kidding me? She has an assistant now.
Your mom has an assistant?
Yes, I got
insane
my mom
work.
an assistant. It's
Oh my
just a
God.
Filipino thing to do. Like, she went through so much abuse. I'm happy to give her a life that she deserves. You know what I mean?
I think you bought your mom like 2-3.
I've been a diversity hire before.
Me too.
Okay.
What's good? What's good?
You gotta take the face mask off, bro.
Why?
Just because you have to.
I don't feel comfortable.
They can get out.
I'm like really, really ugly. Like, I'm not even trying to joke. People make fun of me all the time.
See you. You put it back on.
I can put it back on?
I'm good.
Am I ugly?
Nah, you feel fine.
What's good? What's good?
You gotta take the face mask off, bro.
Why?
It's the craziest way someone has reacted to being wrong. My teacher is one of those people who thinks being right is her full-time personality. If you mispronounce a word, she'll stop the lesson to correct you in front of the entire class. Make a grammar mistake, she'll write it on the board like it's a case study. This woman treats commas like they're sacred artifacts. So over time, I started doing the same to her. Equal energy. If she said something wrong, I was on it. Fast forward to one random Tuesday. She's teaching about World War II. Everything's fine until she says the war ended in 1944. The whole class paused because that's not just a little wrong. That's how did you get hired wrong. I raised my hand and said, pretty sure it ended in 1945. She stopped, looked at me, and said, no, it ended in 1944. I'm completely right. And then said if I spoke one more time, she'd write me up. For being accurate, at that point, I had nothing to lose. I pulled out my phone, Googled it, turned the screen around, and said, want to read that out loud? She looked at it, and the entire class exploded. People were laughing, clapping, quoting her. Completely right, huh? Someone in the back said, did she just fail her own history class? She started pacing, rambling about how no one respects teachers anymore. Then she picked up a stack of textbooks and threw them in the trash. Full dramatic breakdown. And then she grabbed a chair and threw it at the wall. A full swing. Hit the wall so hard the clock fell off. And right then, the principal walked in like it was a sitcom entrance. He stared at the dent in the wall, stared at her, and just said, let's go. She didn't even argue. She just walked out, holding her mug like she needed emotional support. The next day, we had a new sub. He asked us, so what have you learned in this class so far? And someone said, never correct stupidity. It's the craziest way someone has reacted to being—
Oh,
Oh, Kanata!
What is going on? Why did I get surrounded like this? Like, many men wish death upon me.
So in a previous video, I took all this copper and melted it into this singular round bar that I tried to sell at the pawn shop.
I'd probably give you $10 for it.
And it was worth $10, but today I've got this furnace to create an even bigger copper bar. It heated it up, and then I poured it into this mold with water, which apparently you're really not supposed to do, but it made it all shiny and perfect like this. And there was still some leftover copper in the crucible that didn't melt all the way, so we heated it up and then poured it back into the mold, and it turned out great. Once it cooled off, we had 3 shiny copper bars to sell at the pawn shop. I've got some high quality copper that I mined out of the ground and then I melted into these bars.
You mined it out of the ground? Where do you mine copper at?
The copper mines. I figure they're worth a pretty penny.
Think so? Copper's not worth very much. You got 0.317 of a pound here. Copper's only worth about $3.50 a pound, so you've got about $1.20 worth of copper here.
Then he told me he'd sell me these copper coins. Maybe I could buy these and make them into a bar.
You can do whatever you want with them after you buy them.
I'll buy them. So I bought the coins and we're gonna make them into a bar. So in a previous video, I took all this copper copper and melted it into this singular round bar that I tried to sell at the pawn shop.
I'd probably give you $10 for
And it was worth $10, but today I've got this.
In our world, we have quantum physics with a lot of mysterious.
My oldest daughter is 6 months. We're in the elevator in our apartment building, and she had a pacifier in her mouth. And so this woman gets on. And
Bro, imagine having a wife and you. 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 Bro, imagine having a wife.
It's right here. Put the gun test in. You could try it on if you want.
How are you?
I'm just gonna see if it's
This Florida sheriff had a clear message for a homeowner who shot an intruder attempting to break into his house.
You're not in trouble. Come see us. If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday, and if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save taxpayers.
This Florida
My dream job turned into my worst nightmare, but karma had other plans. I worked in tech for 5 years when my dream company posted the perfect job, even better.
The Labyrinth's location will still remain accessible after the event is over, however, the access will be more difficult. The access key cards borders has become more difficult, as you guys can see here. Tigila and his guard spawn chance will be reduced on the location, which is pretty interesting.
Man, Freddy, my name's Wesley Tucker. I'm your neighbor. Your garage door has been open for over 20 consecutive minutes. And? Well, it's a breach of the rules.
My garage door being open?
Correct.
Fine. For having my garage door open?
First offense is $100. Once again, garage doors may not remain ajar longer than 20 minutes. Mr. Manfredi, your trash receptacles are overflowing.
Well, we got a ton of plastic in from that furniture delivery, Wesley.
It's unsightly.
It's garbage. It's supposed to be unsightly. That's why people throw it away, Wesley.
Nevertheless.
There's a fine.
Yes.
How much?
$150.
Alleged New York mobster Dwight Manfredi was found not guilty today in Manfredi. A recent transplant to Tulsa had previously been involved in 2 murders back east.
Mr. Manfredi.
How you doing, Wesley?
I've been thinking, actually, and considering these were all first offenses, why don't we just go ahead and waive those fines?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, don't give it another thought, really. Tell you the truth, I know how to shut up.
Gotta kill him with kindness, girls.
Mr. Manfredi, my name's Wes.
If you're happy and you know it, say I will. That's a tree. Oh my god.
This is an ant trap that doesn't work the way you think. You see, it'll actually make things look worse before they get better, yet they have an almost perfect rating after over 70,000 reviews. And here's why. First, you just snap off the tab and place them around wherever your ant infestation is. What happens next is that ants are attracted to the bait sweet syrup of liquid borax. But here's the thing, that borax concoction actually hijacks an ant's digestive system. So it's going to work slowly but surely, which is important because you want them to have time to share it with the other ants and, most importantly, the queen. After a while, the borax solution in the trap completely spreads throughout the colony. Then all of a sudden, they'll all be gone. This is an ant.
What is you, some kind of goddamn hippie? What is it? Never know. Why the fuck is your shirt out of regulation?
Sorry, Major, is there a problem? My Marines have been working on that Humvee all morning.
I don't care. If your Marine has a sucking chest wound, he will not traipse around on the deck with the shirt tails hanging out. Might just NJPO yo.
Yes, Sergeant Major. Corporal Person, be advised. You're expected to conduct all business in this camp in compliance with the grooming standard under direct order from the battalion commander himself.
Sergeant Patrick, your mustache hairs is in violations growing beyond the corner of your mouth. Police that mustache! You're starting to look like Elvis's!
Hey, don't push our luck.
What is you, some...
My husband and I are child-free by choice. Now I found out his reasoning, and I'm heartbroken. I have known that I'm child-free since I was a child myself. It has been a challenge finding a partner, because eventually every relationship ended when the guys understood that I was serious about my decision. So when I found my husband, and after a few months dating, both realized we wanted the same thing. It was an amazing feeling. We have been together for 12 years, married for 3. Happy 12 years. We are an interracial couple. My husband is white, and I'm brown. My husband's sister has a 1-year-old, and we were at his birthday party last month. When we got back from the party, we were talking about our nephew. And my husband said that I would never have a blonde child anyway. I mean, duh, I know how genetics work. So it turned out that my husband's reasons for not wanting children is because they would be mixed and not blonde. He and his family are blonde, Scandinavian blonde. When I looked dumbfounded, he further explained that it was because he didn't want them to be discriminated against. When I was quiet afterwards, he pulled me to him and told me what difference it made, what his reasoning was. Since the goal is the same, the bottom line is that we don't want children. If he is right, then why am I so heartbroken? Heartbroken? About my non-existent babies. Subscribe. My husband and I are
Officer, I'm just going to get my registration.
Please keep your hands on the wheel, sir. Where are you headed tonight?
Just taking my daughters to dinner. May I ask why you pull me over?
You seem to change lanes without signaling 2 blocks back.
Oh, I assure you, I always signal, especially with my girls in the car.
Is this your vehicle?
If you let me go in the glove box, I'll show you my registration.
Is this your father's car?
Hey, don't talk to my children.
Sir?
Look, I know the drill. I'm black. I'm driving in a fancy white neighborhood, nice car. You'll pull me over. So leave my children out of it. Thank you.
Sir, out of the car now.
Come on. Got to be kidding me.
Sir, because of your hostile attitude, I'm gonna have to cuff you.
Officer, please take my license and call it in.
Stay right there. Do not move.
Girls, it's gonna be all right. You hear me? We're gonna be in Hamburger Hamlet in 5 minutes. Okay? It's gonna be fine.
Turn around. Have a nice night, Mr. Assistant District Attorney.
Officer, I'm just going to get my registration.
Please keep your hands on the wheel, sir.
Careful, careful. I don't know how you're going to get him out of this. I don't know.
How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? Watching you stand alone. All of my shit together suddenly goes away somehow. One step
Careful. I don't know how you're gonna get him out of this.
Did you know Walmart owns a Minecraft server? I'm not kidding. You might think that a random store server would be boring and kinda suck, but it's actually being considered one of the most impressive servers to ever release. It's an entirely custom story game that doesn't even feel like Minecraft. The best part is that you can play with up to 4 friends. Just launch Minecraft 1.21.3 and use this IP, but did you know Walmart?
All about reaction, Tony. Sometimes you just gotta run. It's all about the reaction time at the end of the All about reaction.
What's happening to me?
You're dead!
Another one, my.
The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
He can't even see me.
A little more left.
You're mopping that up.
More.
They're gonna set off the smoke detector.
Dad, we got it.
We have the spirit.
Ooh, a butter dish.
You sure? Oh, definitely. I have him right here. I'm gonna go give him a flush.
Is there a doctor here?
Feel his chest.
Oh, I know.
Just do it.
Pardon me. I need to feel his chest.
Does he feel bloated?
I think so.
Think what?
Tell them you're gonna need a sharp paring knife and a bottle of vodka.
I'm gonna need a sharp paring knife and a bottle of vodka.
Ivan? Yeah, got it. What's wrong with him?
It's a tension pneumothorax.
I think it's a tension pneumothoraxer.
Pneumothorax.
Pneumothoraxer.
Pneumothorax.
Pneumothorax.
Never mind.
Never mind.
A little bit lower. Okay, splash some vodka on it. All right, get the knife. What's happening to me?
You're dead!
This guy made a bet nobody could lift this unliftable dumbbell. He claimed it was like Thor's Mjolnir, only the worthy could move it. Watch until the end, cause you won't expect who pulls it off. One by one, even a bodybuilder tried and failed. The dumbbell wouldn't budge. Then, out of nowhere, a girl steps up. Everyone's doubtful, until she uses a clever trick and lifts it effortlessly. This is the proof that women's are strong. What do you think the prize is? Comment down below. This guy made a bet.
Toilet paper in the bucket to see if it works. Testing out the strategy of growing grass seed using toilet paper. One thing I wanted to see was how well the grass seed would grow in a place where I can't really water it very often. But also, there's a chance of rain in the forecast. So I wanted to see if the toilet paper would keep it from washing out. In this section, I'm gonna do just grass seed only. And in the last section, we're tilling up the dirt to make sure we have really good seed soil contact, and in a couple weeks we'll have results where we'll be able to show you which way works the best. Like I said though, limited watering and we'll see what the rain does. But to finish off this vlog, I found some brand new scissors in my wife's sewing cabinet. And just a little mow on the backyard green will finish off this lawn vlog, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Toilet paper.
This guy tapped out as soon as the fight started.
And you won't believe why.
When the fight started, the guy in blue tapped out immediately. His opponent couldn't believe it and started chasing him, but it ended up turning into a wrestling match with the referee. Apparently, the guy in blue was already ahead in the tournament and didn't need to fight to reach the finals, but the guy in yellow needed a knockout to advance, so the guy in blue eliminated him from the tournament just by tapping out. This guy tapped out as soon as the fight started.
And you won't believe why.
When the fight started, the guy in blue tapped out immediately. His opponent couldn't believe it and started chasing him, but
What's the most bizarre rule you've had to follow in someone else's house? 1. It was an unspoken rule, no eating. A few friends spent the night at a former friend's house when we were teenagers. She offered us a small bowl of macaroni and cheese at about 4 p.m. We thought it was an after-school snack, but that was it. Food wasn't mentioned again. My friends and I woke up in the middle of night, starving, so we went to the kitchen and the cabinets and refrigerator were locked. 2. Kids not allowed to bring any books with anthropomorphic characters into the house. We could play with Legos for hours, but were banned from bringing a Richard Scarry Big Adventure book, or any material with talking animals, or animals wearing clothes. The mom didn't want her children growing up thinking that cats and dogs wore sweaters. I hated that house. 3. No pooping on the floor. Which is a fine request but weird they had to call it out. 4. Not me but my mom had an aunt that would put down newspaper to walk on if you visited her house. She also gave her kids enemas every Sunday night so they would be clean for school. 5. What's the most bizarre?
How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step
Hi.
I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000.
I have come to find in my own experience that these particular type of splayed arrows make for excellent roving arrows. Now, roving is the type of archery that I do. It's also called stump shooting, and it is the most unencumbered form of archery there is, taking its origins in the medieval period when archers would have to walk into battle. So they would often have little archery tournaments with each other along the way. Roving is basically roaming through fields and woodlands, shooting at nature's targets. Oh, and of course, occasionally, Edward over here. And if I'm ever out roving in a field like this, and I'm using one of these kind of arrows, well, it can be very easy to lose one of these under the grass. You might not think it's a big issue, but honestly, some people spend more time looking for arrows than they do loosing them. But with one of these little bad lads, the crescent moon catches the floor as the arrow's spinning, flips itself up, landing on the surface, making it nice and easy to find. I have come to find in my own experience that these particular type of splayed arrows make for excellent roving arrows. Now, roving is the type...
No, Charles!
Sorry, Charles.
Eric, please, be the better man. You
It's
have
not that I don't trust you.
Eric, there will be no turning back.
If you're in there, I'd like you to know that I agree with every word you said. We are the future. But, unfortunately, you killed my mother. This is what we're going to do.
Please, Eric, no.
I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to move the coin. 1.
Eins. Please, Eric.
2.
2.
3.
3. No, Charles!
Sorry, Charles.
Eric, please, be the better man. You
It's
have
not that I don't trust you.
Eric, there will be no turning back.
If you're in there, I'd like you to know that I agree with every word you said. We are the future. But, unfortunately, you killed my mother. This is what we're going to do.
Please, Eric, no.
I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to move the coin. 1.
Eins. Please, Eric.
2.
2.
3.
3. No, Charles!
Sorry, Charles.
Eric, please, be the better man. You
It's
have
not that I don't trust you.
Eric, there will be no...
Alright, I'm gonna automatically aim at their Venom because it's been one of those days where I just want to take out Venoms. Thank you for the bubble. That's what we like to do, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I'm gonna automatically aim at their...
Oh my god, I teleport killed that guy.
What the fuck are you looking at? Yeah, you. Were you deaf or something? You don't hear me?
Oh, I hear you fine.
Yeah? So get the fuck out of my car if you hear me fine.
Why? I didn't know it was your car. I'm having a good time here.
Big motherfucker, I'm telling you to get the fuck out of my fucking car then. Shit, jump. Chill, man. Chill, man. Yo, put your fucking throat on, man. Fuck that.
Maricela, su esposa, el momento que saliste del apartamento, ella estaba arriba con Carlos. Mira, amigo, están en la pipa fumando crack. Están en la cocina compartiendo un jumbo y después, en tu misma cama, él se la va a meter por el culo. Y a ella la va a gustar en tu cama verde especial.
What the fuck you know?
Sande mi vista y póngase el cuchillo donde merece. You still got time. There's a train coming the other way. You'll just catch it. You'll thank me in the morning.
You ain't right, man.
Oh, I'm right. You'll see. Invigorating.
What the fuck are you looking at? Yeah, you. Were you deaf or something? You don't hear me?
Oh, I
What was a loophole that you found and exploited the hell out of? Started at a tech company with outdated systems? During orientation, noticed their time clock rounded to 15-minute intervals. Reviewed the employee handbook. No policy about this rounding system. For 2 weeks, I experimented with different clock times. Discovered if you clocked in between 8:53 and 9:07, it recorded exactly 9 o'clock. Same for clock out. Anything between 4:53 and 5:07 registered as 5 o'clock. I started arriving at 9:06 and leaving at 4:54 daily. Nobody noticed. My manager even praised my punctuality in reviews. 3 years later, HR announced a new biometric system with minute precision tracking. A week before implementation, got an email flagging my suspicious time patterns and requesting a meeting. I prepared documentation showing I'd never violated any policy. The handbook just stated work hours 9 to 5 with no specifics about rounding. During the meeting, HR claimed I'd stolen 19 minutes daily for 3 years, totaling $9,360. They threatened termination and repayment. I calmly showed my documentation and pointed out that without a specific policy on rounding, they had no grounds for action. Mentioned I'd consulted an employment attorney. I hadn't. 2 weeks later, they issued a revised handbook with detailed time policies. HR sent an email about closing system loopholes. My manager whispered they found 23 others doing the same thing. Can't afford to lose that many people at once. Still work there, but now I arrive exactly at 9 o'clock. What was a loophole that you found and exploited the hell out of?
You can set up in here.
I'll need every computer in this facility powered down. We need all employee cell phones to turn off Wi-Fi.
We're a hospital. Are we supposed to communicate through carrier pigeons? I don't have any carrier pigeons. Just work fast.
A real-time intrusion into our VoIP switches, DCs, and Active Directory.
I didn't understand anything after big. Just tell me how to stop it.
Okay, Denver Medical said they stopped the hackers, but I know the chief, it was just PR. They stopped them with money.
They paid the ransom.
That is not true. Officially. But yes, you are correct.
Well, they only want 5,000.
Bitcoin.
Well, if that's all they want, hell, I'll write them a check right now.
Bitcoin.
Why does he keep saying that?
They want 5,000 Bitcoin. It's virtual money right now that translates to roughly $20 million.
20 what?
Well, you gonna get your checkbook?
Normally they hit you for an amount they think you can easily hand over. I don't know why they'd ask for this much.
You can set up in here.
I'll need every computer.
Look at it. It's gobbling up all my fruit.
My lord, we have lost everything. The land is dry. Our life is lost. But our faith in you never wavered, and now we await the promise of the eternal reward.
He thinks there's an eternal reward! No, sorry. There's no eternal reward for you, dog!
We have suffered, and we have starved. My daughter died.
And well, you should. Suffering for your gods is your only purpose. There's nothing for you after death, except death.
You are no god. I renounce you.
Look at it. It's gobbling up all my fruit.
My lord, we have lost everything. The land is dry. Our life.
I'm gonna give you a heads up on the cutting edge of the jewelry industry. So we've got a new machine, a portable Yehuda machine to detect lab diamonds or natural diamonds. One of these rings is only about $1,000 more than the other. All right, $1,500 because one is natural, one is lab. One is VVS, one is SI. So you got the option, lab, cheaper VVS, or natural in SI. Those are your options, and you have to make those options in an educated manner. And you're gonna do that using this machine. We're gonna put in the yellow gold ring. What are we looking for, Sean?
Yes, so the way to analyze results is pretty simple. If a diamond comes out blue and only blue, it is natural. Anything that is not 100% blue is lab grown.
Now let's take a look at this ring, since this is supposed to be the lab, and let's see the difference. So we've got one HPHT stone at the bottom that needs to be replaced. Lab. Natural. It's your choice. Yehuda can help you make that choice. I'm gonna give you a heads up on.
If addicts could talk, this would be on Oprah's bestsellers list. Starting out strong with a leaky vent boot, a bathroom fan with no duct to the outside, great for mold growth. Then we follow the trail of vintage vinyl flooring up to this DIY gold. Rubber scraps duct taped into this vent boot like somebody's life depended on it. According to the stains in the master bedroom, I'd call in a welfare check on the husband. 5 stars for creativity, 0 points for Gryffindor. But hey, at least the attic smells amazing. If addicts could talk.
This Karen made dinner awkward for everyone around.
Watch this, my brother. Oh. Okay. Kobe. On top of Black Mamba, man. R.I.P. You gotta bring the black man into this. Say what? You gotta bring the black man into this. Black man, what? And me? Come on, Kobe. Yeah, Black Mamba.
That was his nickname.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, leave him alone. No. When you make a shot, you say Kobe, because that's Kobe. Yeah, that's how that's what I'm saying. That's why I said one time for Black Mamba, R.I.P. Y'all get it? I get it. I got it the first time. Alright, it's nothing soft or anything.
This Karen made dinner awkward for everyone around.
Watch this, my brother. Oh. Okay. Kobe.
LAPD! Whoa.
Well, Nati Kamee.
Excuse me, what?
It's Navi. It means I see you.
Sir, we received a report that you're trying to break into this vehicle.
No. This is mine. I just locked my keys inside. Even worse, I locked my tickets in there too, and the preview screening starts in like 20 minutes.
For what movie?
Avatar.
The Way of Water. Yeah, man, I cannot wait. I already got my tickets for opening day.
It's gonna be so great.
Okay, look, we can help you get into the car, but we need to see some identification first. Is that in the car as well?
No, it's in my loincloth, but it's kind of slipped underneath.
Okay, we're good. Could you please run to the shop and grab my Slim Jim? I'm gonna take a flyer on this one. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, sorry. You just covered him with paint. LAPD! Whoa.
Well, Nati Kamee.
Excuse me, what?
Up there. It looks like there might be a ledge we could reach. If we...
Too slow.
Hey! You can't just... Up there. It looks like there might be a ledge we could reach.
The compost bin is a new area that was added in the 1.2 update for Grounded, and in order to access it, what you're gonna have to do is come up to the toolbox in the upper yard, and you're gonna chop down this small wasp hive. After you chop it down, it's gonna fall to the ground, and you should make sure you have a dandelion glider because you don't want to take damage. Afterwards, you can end up chopping this up and getting the wasp paper. You should be safe from wasps attacking you if you cleared them out. There will be wasps that are around this area, so you might want to take those out first, because if you're up on top of their nest, they're gonna get mad. So basically, after you end up chopping it up and sleeping that night, you'll be shown this cutscene upon waking up. What this cutscene does is it's going to trigger the spawn of wasps. As you'll see, they'll come out of this hole. The wasps will spawn around the map, and they'll be located around the yard in various places. Once you've done this, you're now free to go up to the compost bin. On the front right side of it, as you're going up towards it, you'll notice the cave that was just there that was previously blocked is open, and now you can go in there and find yourself some new content and the Wasp Queen. The compost bin is a...
For your Ma or sister?
She's a girl.
I hope so, or else those won't work. It's okay. So how bad is it?
Huh?
Her period?
She said it was like a Saw movie.
Super plus it is.
Thanks.
You don't answer my text now? What are you looking at? Go jerk off to someone else's girlfriend.
Go ahead, kid.
Look at me.
I'll also take that bike lock and that aluminum bat.
My baby! Please!
I'd like to return this bat.
Del, it's me, Wayne. I have to...
I don't think she's coming back, kid. More coffee?
No.
Fuck! Shit! Holy shit! Kid, fuck! Didn't that hurt?
Yes.
But you don't like coffee all of a sudden or something?
I haven't tasted anything worse than coffee.
But you drank 3 cups earlier. You got it bad for... As much as I don't like that. Does she have a place she runs off to when you guys fight like this?
No form around here. I met her yesterday.
Okay, so a girl that age alone probably heads home if she's got money on her. There's a bus station just... Oh, she's right there. You're one of my smocks? For your Ma or sister?
She's a girl.
I hope so, or else those won't work. It's okay. So how bad is it?
Huh?
Her period?
She said it was like a Saw movie.
Super plus it is.
Thanks.
You don't answer my text now? What are you looking at? Go jerk off to someone else's girlfriend.
Go ahead, kid.
Police officers, what was your oh shit moment? My law professor in high school